Yeah. We here. We are here. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. I'm feeling good. I hope y'all feeling good. It's Sunday. Oh man. It's Sunday. I like the topic we gonna talk about. I like the little thumbnail. I hope y'all like the thumbnail and everything like that right there. Shout out to ChatGPT. Shout out to my Uber driver for dropping that knowledge. Yeah. I put this picture over there on Tickety Tockety. I got Diana Ross. I've been missing you. Yeah, I'm missing Black Love. I'm like, Theo, ain't you married? I am. I don't know if y'all noticed, the lights just turned down low in the studio. Yeah. I don't know if y'all see what I got on. That's for a reason. The reason that, yeah. Y'all remember when you, yeah. Because when you gonna talk love, I say when you gonna talk love, there's a right way and a wrong way to have that conversation. Yes, good God Almighty Jesus. Yes. We in here for a good time. There's a right way and a wrong way to have that conversation. We in here for a good time. We are. We in here for a loving time. That's what that is. That's what that is. I see we got one. That ain't necessarily enough to have no fun. That we see three. That's enough to fill my heart with glee. We're gonna go ahead and start. And you know, on this channel, we doing it for the free. So if you can go ahead and smash that like button, go ahead, hit that like button before you get on up out of here and forget. I've been told my voice is hypnotizing, melodic, if you will. You get caught up in conversation. Go on, hit that like button. T'Challa and Ororo, Black Love Defined. Now, let me tell you what got us here. Shout out to Maxine Shaw. This her fault. This her fault. She asked me a question, right? What are you looking for in a depiction from name redacted? Name redacted. Name redacted. Not gonna do that because it ain't about that person. What this video ain't. What would make you happy, relieved, less anxious? Those are simple enough questions. I should be able to answer them right then, right there. I wouldn't have been right. My elder, Mr. Ray Smith, is in the building. What's going on? Ryder Maverick then pulled up. Yeah, we in here. We in here. So, T'Challa and Ororo, Black Love Defined. Well, for me to give that question, those questions, the full thought process that they're due, the first thing I need to ask myself is, do I know what Black love is? I would have thought I would have known. Now, mind you, just because I thought I always knew doesn't mean that I always adhered to it. That Houdini got a whole song out there about how I used to get down back in the day, and I'm apologetic about that. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you that's what time I was on. So you can say I knew Black love, but I didn't respect it, right? Which is stupid, because when you know better, you're supposed to do better, right? Right. Well, I was being stupid. I wasn't on one. So if I can sit here and say, while I knew what Black love was back in the 80s, back in the 90s, early 2000s, I didn't respect it, and I wasn't the only one, then it's safe to say it was more, and still as of today, still more than enough of us that although we know what it is, we don't respect it. I said the ones that know what it is. I didn't even count the ones that don't know what Black love is. Now, how do you know what Black love is? There's steps that have to be taken first before we even get to Black love. Because for you to have Black love, First, you got to be black. Two, you need to love yourself. Because how you gonna love another black person outside of you when you don't even love yourself as a black person? Those are rhetorical questions. You gonna say you love yourself. I'm not here to argue that. But if you do love yourself, do you value yourself? Do you feel like with hard work, you deserve what the next person got if they working hard? Or do you feel like you should be given something? I don't know. Do you want the same thing your fellow brethren have, sisters have, if you put in the same amount of work that they do? Do you expect more? Do you expect less? That's self-love. When you look in the mirror, do you smile or do you frown? Are you able to encourage yourself at the end of the day, regardless of what society says to you or about you? Or is it whatever society says to you or about you sticks, positive or negative? See, when you love yourself, you know yourself. You can't do one without the other. You cannot love yourself and you don't know yourself. You can't say you know yourself, but you ain't even put the work in to invest in you to the point where you love yourself. So black love starts right there. Mind you, you got to be black because you can still have that love for yourself and be, if mind you, I'm using this racial terminology. Y'all know how I feel about that, but hey, if you white, it's white love. If you red, it's red love. If it's brown, it's brown love. It's yellow, it's yellow love. Now that love that you have for yourself, does it make you, is it needed for you to feel like you're better than somebody else? No, that means you're no different than nobody else. What you're never going to tolerate if you love yourself is being treated less than somebody else. You're never going to tolerate that. You're never going to tolerate it. You're never going to tolerate it. You're never going to make an excuse for it. You're never going to co-sign up for it. You're not. If you love yourself, regardless of who you are, charity starts at home. Stay right there. So we got that. You got to love yourself, right? First, let me keep up with these notes. I don't want to be rude. We got my elder, Mr. Ray Smith, Ronnie, Rock With Me Nation member. What's going on, Ronnie? We got Juju Rose, my fellow devil dog, is in the building. What's going on? Ryder Maverick said, a note to name redacted. If you get the bright idea of speaking up to assure anybody or clarify a point, please don't. Try doing something crazy for a minute. Listening. This is a safe space this evening. And hey, what I would say is this. I'm not going to tell anybody how to feel. I'm not going to tell anybody how to feel. But this is a safe space. And so what I would do is, as Maverick suggested, just listen. Just listen. Just listen. Now, knowing yourself. There's some difficulty in that in America. If you're black. Free black, new black, old black, colored, whatever you want to call yourself. There's not impossibility. There's some difficulty with that. The excuse is we don't know where we're from. You at least know you're from a continent called Africa. You know that at the least. But we get caught up in distractions, conversations that don't have anything to do with anything. As I said to people before, you can't come to me Native and not be, you got to be Native American to make this statement. Only a Native American can come up to me and say, go back to Africa. Only a Native American can say that because this is their land. That's what that is. Now, if you love America, you should know American history because you love America. Now, mind you, saying you love America doesn't mean you don't recognize the imperfections in America, no differently than being able to say you love yourself doesn't mean you don't know you're not imperfect. You know that. Love. That's a powerful word. Love. Love. But there's some difficulty with that. Because even before I was born, there are those of us, even to this day, unfortunately, that have bought into the fact that we're no good. Even on a subconscious level. I could have this conversation in a room full of people with PhDs and doctors, people that have GPAs higher than mine. And I'm never going to sit up here and say I'm the smartest person in the room. Observe it though. I have more than enough people that I know that are African American that don't trust anybody outside of African Americans. That's just the truth. I didn't say dislike. I said don't trust. Those same African Americans call themselves the names that those people they don't trust have given to them, whether they're using the N word or whether they're using the B word, as in black. Meanwhile, if I look at a Ron DeSantis, who will make disparaging comments about black people, he know he's Italian. That's what that is. His wife is Italian. Donald Trump is German. He knows that. So at the very least, if you're black and you had a relationship with your grandparents, your great-grandparents, you should either know you hailed from the continent of Africa or you hail from this continent. Then, with the love that you have for yourself, why will you ever answer to the names, the labels that someone has put upon you whom you don't trust even to this very day? If I had that conversation like I'm doing right now, it's not going to do any good because it's way too many of us that have been traumatized and conditioned to the point that we're black or the N word. We either the N word or we black, but we're not African. We're not Kenyan. We can't say that with our chest. We claim a whole color. When they get, but you love yourself. So it's got to be more to you than just a color, right? Because what is the color without the core specifics that identify that color? What is the color without it? As in, what is black besides a color to you? Because you say you love it. Well, if you love it, you should be able to define it. But to be able to define black, you got to be able to define you. And to be able to define you, you must first what? Know and love yourself. You're like, Theo, what the hell does that have to do with T'Challa and Ororo? Do we think those characters? Watch where I go with this one. Captain America represents an ideal. He doesn't represent America. He represents the ideologies of America. The very best that America is supposed to be, that's what Steve Rogers represents. Okay. Forget how he's written. That's what that character is supposed to represent. Well, what is T'Challa supposed to represent? What is Ororo supposed to represent? Ororo is the first black mutant we got on the X-Men. She represents two continents. she's often written in a motherly role. Mother Africa. Okay, what does Ororo represent? Those are rhetorical questions. When I look at Ororo, I see a queen. When I look at Ororo, I see my mother. When I look at Ororo, I see my aunt. I see my grandmother. And because I spent time with her, I see my great-grandmother. While their life was not easy, every last one of those women were married to a black man. My mother and my aunt, no. But yeah, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, they were married to black men. Black men who stood by their side through the most difficult, tumultuous times in America. If I'm 57, I turn 58 next year, and I spent time with my great-grandmother up until the time I was probably 10, 12 years old. Think about how old my great-grandmother was. I come from an old family. I come from an old family where you're able to sit up there and see a picture of your great-grandmother as a baby being held by her grandmother. You know what that's a representation of? Black love. That's a mother, grandmother, loving her granddaughter. That's black love. Keeping that family together with children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren being born, spreading all over the place, and that family still by and large being located in Camilla, Georgia, coming together for the holidays, wishing their elders well, pouring back into the high school that they graduated from. It's love. And because that love is coming from a person of color, in this instance, a black person, that's black love. Now let's spin it forward. That whole trauma thing that I was talking about. Because while I can't speak for what may have transpired overseas, historically speaking, I can speak for how welfare negatively impacted the black household. You want help? He got to go. If he don't go, you can't get no help. You know why some folks don't like being a part of the system in regards to child support? Here we go. Well, what happens if, now mind you, this is a two-way street. What happens if you get put on child support? They take your driver's license. Okay, well, if you're using your driver's license to get back and forth to work, they take that. How do you know you don't get back and forth to work? Now you got to pay to get back and forth to work. Because if you get caught with a driver's license, what winds up happening? Oh, you going, yeah. Is the family together? Has the man learned how, the black man, has the black man learned how to love himself first? Has the black woman? It's 2025. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that answer is no. That answer is no. Where is the Luther Vandross? Let me hold you tight, if only for one night. Where is the Ready for the World? Let me love you down. You don't have it. Hit it, quit it, get out. Where is the female R&B singer that's singing about love? Talking about going out, just having some. No. That ain't what that is. That and you know the type of music that's out there. You know the type of music that's out there. Okay, well, where the black movies at? Folks get in their feelings when I say stuff like this, but where is the movie that promotes black love? Have plenty. Have plenty. Now, I could be petty, and I'm going, yeah, I'm gonna low key go ahead and be petty. Black love. Where you seeing it at? No, for real. Where you seeing it at? Because it starts with you. And if you love you some you, you're gonna fight for you some you. That is what that is, unless you've been traumatized. Something has happened in your lifetime that has caused you as a black man not to value black women, as a black woman not to value black men. Something happened to you, whether it happened directly to you or indirectly to you. It has caused you to hold every person of that gender, of that race, guilty. They can't do no right. It's caused you to have unfair expectations of that person. You're not perfect, but you want perfect. You want ready-made, but you still a work in progress. You want perfection, but you didn't went to go see the doctor your damn self. You want somebody to be making X amount of dollars, but you ain't making it your damn self. You want somebody to do stuff for you, but you ain't doing it for them. You want somebody to be honest with you, but you want to sit up there and be comfortable lying to them. Well, it's 2025. It's 2025. You on social media just like I'm on social media. I ain't the only one. And if you're younger than me, you see the stuff that I see. You might be laughing. You might find it amusing, but you never stop to think about the long-term psychological damage that it does to you. You have to watch what you put in your spirit if you love you. Grand Madam Tara and I talked about Country Wayne. We pulled back. It's not funny anymore. It's dramatic. It doesn't promote black love. It doesn't. No differently than reality television doesn't promote black love. The love between a black man and a black woman that makes the world go round. They don't promote it in music. They don't promote it in film. They don't promote it in TV. No, what they promote is disharmony amongst us, distrust amongst us. The question is, as a black person, do you believe that to be the norm for us as a people? Or do you believe that to be the exception? Now, it's crazy because let the world tell it, black men don't marry black women. What do the numbers actually say? Black women don't marry black men. What do the numbers actually say, though? And yet, here it is in 2025, we still have people that are proud to be black, African Americans, preaching that black men don't love black women. Black women don't love black men. Mind you, some of these people are influencers. Remember when I said Captain America is an ideology? So's Clark Kent. I don't like that black thing because it ain't what folks claim it to be. It ain't black love. Because I know way too many social media influencers that have negatively and incorrectly, just for clicks. Where's the black love at when I say this? Just for clicks and likes, have negatively went on social media and spoke out against black characters. They're no good. They're not worth anything. Their storylines aren't relevant. Is that black love? is that black love? When we watch today actors taking on roles that, oh, you know, there's a Wonder Man comic book. I'm gonna wind up doing a live on that one too. They are hyping that Wonder Man comic book that's coming out. Where's the black love in the comic book? Was it the black actor's responsibility to ensure that the character he plays in live action, because of the love he has for himself, was it on that actor to make sure, a la Samuel L. Jackson, the version he plays in live action becomes the permanent adaptation in print? Black love. You know, there's another word we could throw in there for black love: black pride. What about those of us who say we want to see more characters like that look like us? There are influencers that are sitting out there knowing this character ain't ever finna turn black, promoting it. Is that black love? Is that black love? Rhetorical. Rhetorical. T'Challa and Ororo represent a black ideology. Let me bring it home. They represent a black ideology. T'Challa is Heathcliff Huxtable. Ororo is Claire Huxtable. They represent something in comics that we don't necessarily have in film nor in TV. But we did have James and Florida Evans. We did. We did. You want to talk about black love? The actress nutted up when they fired the actor because she understood the significance, the importance of there being a two-parent household. That's maximum black love. T'Challa and Ororo represent an ideology that way too many of us don't care about. See, there are a plethora of interracial couples in comics. There are a plethora of white couples in comics. We got white babies in comics that have been aged up to the point where they're now getting ready to take the place. It's never going to happen. Jonathan Kent, take the place of their parents. We got Damian Wayne sitting right there. We're content to consume the offspring of white love. We're content to consume the offspring of interracial love. But when it comes to black love, having an offspring, for whatever reason, if we're not talking DC Comics, thank you, Jefferson Pierce. For whatever reason, it's problematic. We don't want to feel obligated. I've never heard that term used when it comes to putting two characters together. We don't want to feel obligated to put them together because they both black. That's black love. Before you put a black character with any other character, black love, you would want to put that black character with another black character, black love. And you're going to sit there, you're like, you know what? We need some black babies from that unit. Black love. As a black comic book fan, you sit up here and you read stories. You don't get mad. There is a tinge of envy there, though. Because you want for a black couple that's a superhero, the same thing you seen Bruce get with Damien. Talia al Ghul is still in Damien's life. She is. She ain't the perfect mama. He right there with his dad. As a black superhero fan, you don't get that continuity with Jefferson Pierce, Thunder and Lightning. As a Jefferson Pierce fan, you sit there like this. Lynn Stewart is John Stewart's sister. You know that. And you sit up there, you're like, why can I not get them two written together like they brothers? I can get Ben and Johnny hanging around. I know Hal and Barry friends. I grew up with Bruce and Clark, young Bruce, young Clark. What they call it? The bold and the, yeah, this is what we got. So you sit here as a black person, calm, cool, collected, patience, and you're saying to yourself, one day it's going to be our turn. You ain't kicking up no dust. You learn about all these other characters while you sit over here patiently. You consuming the content. You committing it to memory. That way, when folks say this, that, that, and the third, you able to say, why are you lying? Because you shouldn't have to lie. But you gonna lie. Gonna put me in the precarious situation of knowing you lying. The sad part is there are going to be people that sit there who call themselves experts and watch you lie. For what? Because I don't buy into this whole damn thing about there's a difference between Africans and African Americans. I know some folks like to put that stuff out there. No, that's just my brother from across the water. That's what that is. No differently than the dude that's sitting over there in Italy would claim his Italian American brother that's over here in America. I'm never going to let that be what separates us, but black love. Kaiser Slevin, he didn't create the word, but I love his usage of the word. Cognitive dissonance. In 2025, regardless of who you are, if you're familiar with comic books, you know one thing about it, two damn things for sure. You know in Marvel Comics, there's no black love. Whose responsibility is it to fix it? See, that's the damnedest thing. Black love, because it starts from within. You got to know who you are to love you some you. And once you love you some you, because you know who you are, you're not going to settle for less than what the other person got. So when you look at Marvel Comics, there's no way in the world you work for Marvel, you read Marvel, you do anything Marvel related, comic book reviews, you know black love don't exist over there. So whose responsibility is it to fix it? Is it the comic book fan by writing in mheroes@marvel.com okay to print? Is it the fans? Those that want that representation, is it their responsibility? Yeah. You want it, you write in. And if they don't give it to you, as my brother Daryl say, you reduce your footprints. You're like, I'm good. You didn't have me reading about Luke and Jessica for I don't know how long. That child went up to the damn room like the child did on Family Matters and they never came back damn down. I don't want to do that. I don't know what's going on with T'Challa and Ororo. I don't know what's going on with Bishop and Tempo. I don't know what's going on with Sam and Misty. See how we doing this? I don't know nothing. I know I can't get what Reed got. Reed and Sue been together for a minute. I ain't mad at that. I'm a comic book fan. I actually like it. Reed and cussed out Sue. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just saying, ain't nobody ever used that as no excuse for why they can't be together. He then stripped Franklin of his powers. Yeah, It was him ignoring Sue that caused Sue to start manifesting that malice persona. Yeah, Reed ain't the perfect husband, but it's never been a reason to break him up. That's the ideal relationship. Got a child. Got another one. You know what's beautiful about that? Valeria. Damn. Yeah. The fact that Victor is her uncle. That's a new layer to the story. That adds another notch to the dimensions between the relationship between Reed Richards, character development, and Victor Von Doom. Because they got this child that links them. Reed can't really go off on Vic. Vic really can't go off on Reed because of Valeria. But how long have Reed and Sue been together as a couple? In 2025, if you call yourself anything comic book related, you know it. Now, if you love you, you're asking yourself, what about me? I can't get me no me. I done sat up here, I done Scott and Gene, Scott, Gene, and Logan. I done sat up here and I done did that. I done seen Tony take Pepper away from Happy. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with where am I at around here? What you gave me Ororo, okay? Then you gave me the dude with the Larry Blackman flat top rat tail in the back. It was out of date when you did it. And I don't know why you did it. But hey, Bishop, okay? So Bishop and Aurora? No. Aurora and Forge. I'm in high school. At the time, I'm dating a sister. Some about that Patel. Yeah, that Pit to Patel, that Georgia Peach. Yeah, I'm dating a sister. So I was looking for Aurora to get with a brother. Bishop, we got it. No. Okay, Forge. Who is Misty Knight with? Oh, Danny Rand. Where's Bishop's sister? She not really alive. So I ain't got no, I still ain't got me no me. Because I see some significance in me. I see some value in me. And I've been successful with sisters since high school. And I like it. I have to and my grandfather raised me that the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So I ain't never been one of these dudes that, oh, no, so I can't. But I see it on TV. I got Good Times. I got the Cosby Show. I even think when Red Fox came back with Della Reese, I think they was married. I got Carl over there in Family Matters. We talking comic books where these heroes supposed to represent something. So you mean to tell me since its inception, the number one, the number two comic book company, regardless of who they've hired, has never saw any value by and large to Black love? Wow. Well, whose job is to make them see it? Whose job is it? Do you even feel like that's your job? Do you even care about Black love? That if it's not there, that is obviously absent, you gonna say something? Or do you just say, okay? Do you lie about it? Do you make an excuse about it? Because I put the thumbnail up there, T'Challa and Ororo, but I want to take it deeper, because where about Monica Rambeau and Adam Bashir? That's black love. But then again, do we even appreciate Monica Rambeau as a black character, as black comic book fans? I would say we don't. What about her father? He's a black man. You're a black man. Do you identify with her father as a black man to see value in that character? Or do you say he ain't done nothing relevant? Well, do you have to do something relevant for you to be relevant as a black man? Because just like you can say the character, not that it's the character's fault. See, that's the thing. The characters aren't real, but they are supposed to represent something. And if the character you can let come out your mouth as a black man has never done anything relevant, then you ain't got a problem with the folks that's been writing that character. Black love. Can you really be somebody black, say Monica Rambeau did nothing significant as Captain Marvel for her to warrant being the first female Captain Marvel in the MCU? Because we got black influencers that said it. Is that black love? Is that black love? Because black love starts from within. And if you can be so openly disrespectful with a black character, do you know how easy it is for you to be openly disrespectful to a real black person? I kept telling folks that. If you can't show the imaginary you any love, how do you show the real you love? As my brother Daryl say, make it make sense. Tony Stark is rich. He sponsored Riri Williams. Was it black love for her to be portrayed as a black stereotypical hood rat? Because that's what it was. Was that black love? Yeah, black love goes in a lot of different directions. But was that black love? Those people who went above and beyond to misrepresent why there are some that had an issue with that character. Was that black love? Was that black love? Sitting up there writing a story where you have it within you to write the perfect ideological black marriage. You got it within your control to do it. You don't do it, and the excuse why, which makes no sense to anybody, is because we didn't want the child raised up where his enemies could get to him. Then write it where his enemies don't get to him. It's a simple thing. No differently than if I'm going through something as a black man, let me just say I'm old enough, wise enough to know that jumping off the dresser don't solve nothing. If anything, it complicates it. Because what happens if the other person develops feelings? Which I don't give a damn what anybody say. You do something like that, yeah. Especially if we are caring people. Have you ever, as a real person that's thoughtful, ever jumped off the dresser one night and not thought about that person past that night? You're a thoughtful, caring person. No, you think about it. You ain't never jumped off the dresser one night and y'all still chopping it up. Hey, what's going on? No, that last night was wild, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Now, do you go around that person when you found your significant other? Let me ask this question. Are you cool with your significant other being around somebody they didn't jump off the dresser with? Yeah, let me reverse it. Let me throw that Uno reverse out there. it's love though, right? Because you love you some you. If you love you some you, regardless of who you are, there's a self-respect thing there. No, you're not gonna tolerate that. You're not, because the love starts from within. But now watch this. If you love that person, you're not gonna do it. But I go back to the question. When you know there's a lack of representation, whose responsibility is it to do something about it? That's a completely rhetorical question. I'm gonna speak for me. I love Black women. That's my number one draft pick. When it comes to picking women, the sister getting picked first. There's nothing like Black love. To be able to see an older couple in the backyard enjoying some tea, waving flies out the way, ain't nothing like that. To be able to sit there amongst their company and listen to stories, look into their eyes, and as they look into each other and see that ageless, timeless love there, ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like that. My friend Nick, been knowing Nicholas Rains for years. He and his wife started a business. Want to say about maybe 6-7 years ago. It promotes Black love. Go figure. He's a Gator fan. I'm a Bulldog fan. He and his wife are committed to that. They have 2 beautiful children together. They do. I don't know the ins or the outs of their relationship. I'm not going to act like that. But on the outside looking in, that's Black love. They're business partners. My wife, that's Black love. We've gotten married twice. Wasn't no break in the marriage. We got married during COVID, so we couldn't make it to the courthouse. We have been through some dark, tumultuous times together. That's Black love. We have 4 children together, all girls. I feel guilty, wrong, when me and my wife argue. Because as a man, it is my responsibility to set the table, to keep her calm when she can't be calm. No differently than it's my responsibility to keep my children calm when they can't be calm. Know why? It's Black love. It's Black love. That's what that is. Or when I look at Marvel Comics, I want to see Black love. I want to see me. The relationship ain't got to be perfect, but I want to see me fighting for it. I want to see me getting it right. I want to see the offspring of that Black love. No differently than I've seen the offspring of other relationships. And I want to see that offspring prosper like I've seen other offspring prosper. I have. And I want action figures with those offspring, like I get action figures of other offspring. If there's an action figure of Franklin Richards, okay, well, Azari might not be in the 616, but he is a character. He is. Where that at? Because I wants to get me some meat. Shout out to Diana Dotto. I ain't got to wait for somebody to give me head sculpts of young Black action figures. Shout out to Hasbro. All them Power Rangers, good looking. I got all of them. That's black love. I want to make sure I can do whatever I can do, whenever I want to do it to represent us. Black love. That's why I love me some me, not at the expense of somebody else, but definitely not at the expenditure of myself. So when you ask me the question about black love, the long and short of it is, let me get the Cosby Show. Let me Cosby Show, Family Matters, Family Tosin could be Steve Urkel. He could. Tosin could be Steve Urkel, where we got Shorty not liking him off the rip. Because like Steve, he get on her damn nerves. Yeah, she was getting that's how it was being written in that 15-issue run. But yeah, let me get that. And yeah, Carl that T'Challa. Yeah. You have it just like that. Carl would be T'Challa. We got who would be Eddie? Hold on. Who would be Eddie? Let me think of him. Casper Cole would be Eddie. Yeah. Bring him on in. Casper Cole would be Eddie. Yeah. We could get that. My wife and kids. I said. There's so many. There's so like how we got She-Hulk attorney at law, but we didn't want to base it on night court. Yeah, we could. In the background, in the back of my mind, I could see T'Challa having some Heathcliff Huxtable conversations with Azari. I sure could. I sure could. I want to see that right there. I pay for it. I damn sure would. And since we want to, and honestly, I don't know how to tell you, we don't need Everett Ross. We got Hunter. That's enough. Hunter and Horatio. In that Horatio, Taku is black. You know it's crazy. I want to say we get just about as many one-shot stories with Taku and Horatio Walters as we do with Ororo and T'Challa. That's crazy. Y'all been keeping it up. I'm gonna get on up out of here because I came for a good time, not to be confused with a long time. But let's go ahead. I want to thank y'all so much. I see 9 people. Not telling pulled up. Ryder Maverick. Grand Madam says some of these young men have been radicalized from social media, challenge them on their talking points, and they are completely lost. That's programming 101. Uncle Taki, what's going on? Kimoyo says been married 29 years. We are in it for the long haul. That part right there. Not telling Ryder Maverick says Reed and Sue on opposite sides of the Civil War. They didn't get divorced. No. That's the thing. Thank you so much for that question. Because I be wanting folks to realize, I'm like, I read, right? Like math wasn't my strong suit. It was words. Folks think we took 2025. Folks swear you don't read. They either then bought into the thing that either A, we don't read as a people, or B, we don't care as a people. That's what that is. But yeah, Kimoyo said, yeah, 60 years of the richest family. Yeah. Kimoyo said, that's what's up. Salute to those that's been married forever. Yeah. Listen, my hat is off to you. My hat is off to all of those who have been married forever, because you did not chalk up the deuces. You understood what for better or for worse was, and you understand that according to the man upstairs, because that's probably who words we got married up under, there ain't but one way up out of that. And if you ain't done that, because that's when he consider y'all done. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. So yeah, we got Big Jermaine in the building. Kimoyo says always had a roar with some all praying. Hey, I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Then they try to make Bishop a descendant of the storm. I believe so. I believe so. I didn't understand it if they did do it, and I probably don't remember it because I didn't care for it. I'm just being honest. If this was all about just putting two black folks together, where was the swell of Storm Bishop folks? I don't remember some major outswell for that. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. It be the damnedest thing for me because I be like this, okay, and y'all have been rocking with me for a while, so you hear me, you see me ask the question, okay, well, if you don't want T'Challa with Aurora and you don't want Aurora with T'Challa, what black character you want them with? I always get crickets. And that says way too much for me because all of us know there are other black characters in Marvel Comics. But when you get quiet on that simple question, when I ask people, so you don't see, you're not understanding what we talk about when we say there's Franklin Richards. We want the God baby. Aurora and T'Challa are the God baby. Adam Brashear and Monica Rambeau are the God baby. We want what everybody else got. Superman got Jonathan. Batman got Damien. We want the Uber child. Folks act like we wrong for saying that. That's black love. I want to see the product, the offspring of black love. You act like and that's the damnest thing. It's folks that look like us swear we wrong for asking for that. Well, I don't want Aurora with T'Challa. Well, what black character you want her with then? Well, I don't want her with T'Challa. Okay, I heard that. What other, mind you, I didn't even say male. Right. What other black character? Don't nobody know nothing. We just don't want her with T'Challa. Well, what's wrong with T'Challa? They don't write her right. So that's T'Challa's fault? Well, they don't want them together anyway. Oh, so you just giving up then? And you want me to go along with that because you didn't give up, you want me to give up? Or he's mistreated her. What comic? There are people literally quoted saying that T'Challa mistreated Ororo. When you ask them what comic, you never get a response. And I'm going to tell you why. Because that comic don't exist. Now, that's me having done the research. That's me having done the comic book reviews all the way up to the Infinity Gauntlet saga. So where did T'Challa mistreat Ororo for anybody black? Let me say that one more time. Or let me ask that question one more time. How is anybody black telling an obvious lie that you have to know? You cannot be oblivious. You got to know somebody is intently doing comic book reviews to expose them lies. You got to know that. This person has been doing comic book reviews going all the way back to Deadliest of the Species to dispel the very lie they used to delete T'Challa in Black Panther 2. You got to know it. That's black love. You got to love yourself enough to care to want to get it right. Charity starts at home. You got to love you. If you don't love you, if you see some flaw in you loving you, or you loving a male version of you, loving a female version of you, if you inherently think something is wrong with that because of a trauma you suffered, one, you're wrong. You dead ass wrong. Two, you need to go get help. And I'm saying that as a 57-year-old male who to this very day can remember as an infant his father slapping his mama, shoving her, and then with me laying in the crib, crying, slapping the bottle out my mouth. Do you think I've spent that forward? My father wasn't even in my life like that. And I went above and beyond to be in all of my children's lives. Did I stay with the cycle or break it? Did I see the flaw in it as a self-loving Black man, an African American? Did I see the flaw in it because I love myself enough to see it? Yeah. Do I love my Black women enough to know that they ain't got to be perfect? You gonna do two things. You gonna stay Black and die. You ain't got to be perfect, because I'm not perfect. And if I'm not perfect in real life, am I looking for the fictional characters to be perfect? If somebody can misrepresent me and lie on me in real life, am I really finna sit back and watch folks lie on a fictional character? Mind you, those fictional characters that were created, they were created in reference to us. They might not have got our permission. They might not have gotten our acknowledgement, but let's be clear, them characters represent us. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I don't know no sister ain't looking twice at T'Challa. Now, I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. Everything that today's woman say she want in a man, he got it in abundance. So I don't know why that's what we're doing. He could have his pick of the litter if he was in Marvel Comics. Yeah, he got women over there in Wakanda trying to get at him right now, Princess Xander. Monica Rambeau said she could, yeah. So it ain't that. That's real life. But real life is him being a Black man, knowing that he loves that Black woman. And I don't care what anybody else has done. I've gotten enough writings from certain writers to let me know that that's what that's supposed to be. Here we go. The same way I feel about T'Challa and Ororo is the same way I feel about Jean and Scott. Anything outside of Jean and Scott is bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. That's just somebody writing themselves into the story. They got this thing about gingers, and so they just want to put that on Front Street. Mind you, you literally written Jean being a, that's how you written her. She's a, and I don't know what that is, because honestly, we seem to do, is that we got men, that's how all we see women is that's how Jennifer Walters is written, as a, we call it progressive woman. No, she a, well, I don't mean no harm, but Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, she one step away from being a, so yeah, we ain't really got that many women really being written like they in respectful relationships anyway. No, you had T'Challa and you had Monica Lynn. Why was she deleted? Oh, well, I ain't saying, maybe we don't want her to play third wheel, second base to Aurora Monroe. But if we didn't delete it, Aurora, if we don't want him with Aurora Monroe, that's what the leak read. Okay, well, my Monica Lynn, she was deleted. She was buried with a heart-shaped herb. I could go back to that question. We don't want T'Challa to be with Aurora. Well, what character can he be with? It can't be Monica Lynn. We can't bring her back. Okay, well, hold on. Nakia, we don't want to do what we did in the movie. Nakia is buried back there with the Doors. She's buried with the honor guard detail. Yes, she is. She's been forgiven for all her sins. Yeah, bring her back. See how I'm doing it? Bring them back. If you believe in Black love, there's never an excuse for no Black love. You see where I just went with that one? Then okay, well, we don't want Monica Rambeau and Adam Bashir to be together. Okay, well, who can Monica Rambeau and Adam Bashir be with? That's black. No. You say he too old for her? You never said that about Thor and Jane Foster. You never said that about Logan and any damn woman he get with. You ain't never said that. Low key, some of us could say this. Reed was too old for Sue. James Hudson was too old for Heather Hudson. Yeah, we could do this. You got quite a few characters that got together and was supposed to get there. Hold on. Marvel, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Slade Wilson and Tara. This one does, though. Piotr Nikolaevich and Kitty Pryde. Lorna Dane jumped back and forth between Alex and Bobby Drake. Y'all be like, damn. No, we're going to tell the truth, Shane Dell. Because people like think we don't read. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Janet then dated Tony to a degree, too. Of course, Hank was effing up. But she did date him. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Matter of fact, really? Kitty Pryde got with Peter Quill? You know what? Maybe the reason why we don't really have love like that written over there at Marvel is because the folks over there at Marvel aren't in love. So, yeah. Uncle Taki says that started at Forge and Storm. The comic fans that liked their relationship resented T'Challa and Storm, including some brothers and sisters, were spouting the same talking points about just cause. I look at those brothers and sisters, Uncle Taki, and I've had some say, well, I'm from America. Okay. I'm never gonna argue with where you're from. You know where you're from, you know where you're from. What tribe? Blacks were here first in America. No, there were people here first in America. See, as long as you keep saying what blacks was, that's telling me you listening to somebody else. No, there were people here first. And if you from them people, what tribe? you can get to your people way quicker than I can get to mine because your people from here. Yeah, they don't like that. But then them probably them FBAs too. At some point, though, we still got to get back to the question. Redacted is writing 10 pages of tutorial, and virtually is no one looking forward to this. And we shouldn't be. He can write 10 pages of it. He can. But what's being done to repair harm? What's being done to repair damage? Nobody should talk about it. And the reason why nobody should talk about it is because if you got offended by what happened in that issue and you haven't felt like you've gotten the necessary acknowledgement from the writer that this wasn't the way to go, if you feel like the writer has misled you, then it's your money. You have absolutely every right not to talk about it, promote it, because we've seen where T'Challa and Ororo by writers have been misrepresented before. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, I bought Marvel Knights back in the day, but I noticed some of the inconsistencies with Marvel Knights. Folks want to run their mouth, get loose with it, and put stuff out in the media in regards to their intent with said character. Well, we don't talk about the comic they doing right now. Don't talk about it. Don't give two damns. You want to be out there. You want to act. See, and that's the thing to me, because who put that money in your pockets? We did. Yes, you were talented, but if we don't give a damn about it, you don't get paid. Well, it was the fans talking about how good your work was in conjunction with how good your work was. So you owe the fans something. You have folks get beside themselves. I don't owe the fans nothing. Okay. Well, if you don't owe the fans nothing, the fans don't owe you anything. I said it once before, and I'll say it again because I said it out of full transparency. You know about this book for one reason. I don't know about it for one reason. Now, watch where I go with this one. I, out of a promise, brother to brother, I don't believe in going back on my promises. I still collect, but don't read nor review. Because that line got to be drawn in the sand. I'm not finna be fake. I'm gonna say what I mean what I say. So if there's anything, I don't know nothing about what's been written in Storm for a minute now. I'm not reading Rogue Storm. I'm not. Because of that line that's been drawn in the sand. But not because not just because that line has been drawn in the sand. And I need folks to understand, I think maybe I haven't said it enough to where folks get it. What baffles me is I read the other stuff that ain't got nothing to do with over here. And I recommended the other stuff that ain't got nothing to do with over here. And there's no way in the world I could ever convince somebody that the stuff that's written over here is being written by the same person that's writing that over here. I couldn't convince nobody of that. Because everything I wanted over here, watch this, in regards to Black love, I got self-love. I got love for parents. I got love for spouses. You did. I got all that. I got the love for my people. And when they don't get treated right, oh, I'm finna handle that business because I love them. I got all that over there. And I'm saying, I'm saying, y'all know what I'm saying without saying, I got all that over there. And I was like, golly, this what I wanted right here. I got all that right here. Listen, I need y'all, I ain't got nothing bad to say about that damn book. I ain't got nothing. Nothing. You got nothing. Nothing. I could read that book the day of tomorrow and it would just give me the warm fuzzies. Unlike this over here. Because the main character over here ain't gonna just do that. Not this one. Not this one. This one. Oh man, this one right here. I know it's a different universe, a different world, a different set of circumstances. But no, this dude too much like what's the dude croaking? TK played the dude that did the voice for the dude, God or something like that. Yeah, man, that dude too much like him. He want to smoke from everybody. Let me see. I remember when that circle, I remember when that circle disrespected Monica. I'm trying to be politically correct. Black Panther was with this. That came from Kimoyo. Ryder says Black Panther was with Monica at the time, and everyone I know was rocking with that. Mind you ready? First of all, God is an awesome God. It's Sunday. I just want y'all to know that God is an awesome God. Do y'all realize that the comic book that I went today, Black Panther 13, that one with the thrice blessed armor, y'all know Monica Rambeau in that comic book? Her, Luke, Dr. Voodoo, and Blade. I was like, You made me think of that when you said that, Ryder. Let me see here. Uncle Taki says it's ironic that we are talking about this subject currently. I'm working on my own comic as I'm listening. Hey man, when you want it, you got to do it. That's what I look at. Hey, I ain't getting no Black Panther stories. I got it. Don't even worry about it. We need some Black representation. Let me use characters I ain't even seeing no more. Let me get Blade. Let me get Luke. Let me get Monica Rambeau. Let me get Brother Voodoo. Yeah, and I'm gonna get M'Baku too, because I don't like how he got treated in Black Panther 2. Bars. Let me see here. Ryder Maverick said, Wolverine, we don't do community peon Thor. Yes, please. Community peon Thor. Kimoyo says she married a brother who looks a lot like Donald Glover. He ain't get Greg. Am I saying that right? Let me see here. Let me see here. Grand Maverick said jumping off the dresser days were wild. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were, Grand Maverick. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Let's see here. Kimoyo says co-worker basically smashing a co-worker, and more than once the character still needs rehabilitation going forward. Kimoyo says when my sister had her exploration phase, I told her don't bring Logan home. If you go on vanilla, it better be Warren Worthington III, or we will throw you right on out. Yeah. You know what? Theo don't say it. No. You gotta know how to play spades. And my daughter has said that is a requirement. If he can't play spades, it ain't gonna work. So yeah, you got to get on your spade game, and you got to be able to play with deuce high or joker. You got to know how to play that. Other than that, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Let's see here. Black love in the movies is shown each weekend on Lifetime, but with the standard Lifetime storyline. Yeah, I can't do that, Grandma. I can't do that. I'll be like, no, man, I can't. Y'all gotta tell a different story, bro. God damn, tell something different, bro. Like that. Do we need the cameras to roll with somebody? Because everybody don't live that same damn life. Like, God, leave. Like that. Do I need to put a camera in this house? Let me see. He says he needs some Luke Cage in Wakanda. We got Luke in the Gundam. Right there. He one step over. We got it. We got you though. We got all your Luke Cage. Listen. We got. You know what was ironic about it? There's another thing ironic about it. So I'm looking at y'all that said thrice blessed armor. But like I said, y'all know more than I do. So that's my way of saying I didn't read that issue. So because I'm doing the video for the day, and I wait. It's vampires in this comic. Brother Voodoo in this comic. Blade in the comic. T'Challa in the only two folks that were missing from the comic that I'm using were Miles and M'Baku. And I'm like, damn, that's folks say ain't no such thing as coincidences, but I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Let's see here. Where are the Sam Storm shippers? Man, please. We never had Luke Storm shippers either. So this isn't just about BP and Storm being black. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. My folks is bougie. You bring home somebody else, they gotta look presentable to the elder woman of the clan. They will. The elder woman would. That's how she get down. Let me see. Jermaine Noah said they rather her be a side piece to everyone else. Jericho drum was right there. Because I appreciate Jericho and all the other characters. We did see Frenzy, very first issue. I absolutely love that. Saw Adam Bashir, absolutely love that. But I'm like, you see all these Adam Bashir, Jericho drum. I mean, I know technically she would have been a cougar, but she could have hollered at Sink. I think he's single now. All right, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, what was Greg at? Oh, do we know where Greg at? Because I know time jumped ahead. We still don't know where Greg at. Let me guess. Greg over there with the two dudes from Ultimate Black Panther. Greg then went MIA. Damn, Greg. Damn, Greg. Damn. Damn, Greg. Damn, that was just tough. That Greg that disappeared. Damn. I don't even know that. God damn, Greg just gone. We ain't seen, we don't know what Greg missing. God damn. Greg got snapped. That's what it was. Greg got snapped. Let's see here. They will throw Storm with Yukio and call it representation because she wore leather in Japan once. But black representation is offensive. And mind you, we not finna act like we ain't got black characters over there from the LGBTQ plus. We're not finna act like that. It can't get them together, can we? They're no better than. I mean, they with what the words you used. I don't want to think that, but you know, when you can just say and ask and look at the excuses for why it's not, you can sit right there and be like. So I wouldn't think that. I think it goes back to the gentleman that Daryl and I interviewed some months ago and everything. You either coming in and you're going to take the assignment, or you're gonna flip, or you're gonna change it up. So, you know, I'm paraphrasing. They know it's a lie, but they repeat it anyway to keep the hate going. Why though? They said that over there in the movie Friday. You ain't got to lie. You don't. Like, I'm real big on just saying because I don't want to do it. Why? Because I don't. I'm real big on that. Yeah, I believe if you are that person that you know you standing on business, you get to say, no, I'm not doing that. And you don't really owe nobody no explanation other than saying, I'm not. But to lie, you either gonna accept what I tell you or not. And that's the whole thing. You don't ever want to put yourself in a position. And what I consider myself to be somebody that either A, is going to do every damn thing they can to put the facts out there, or B, if I get it wrong, be grown enough to own it. So that still doesn't explain what we're asking, if redacted, if anything at all. If a tree fall, it ain't nobody there to hear it. I don't. I don't know why. I don't know why somebody would be assigned to the book unless you don't care about the previous fallout. Now, I don't know why if I'm not, if I'm going, if I've done the other stories, that's what I say. If I've done the other stories, right? If I've done the other stories and I'm tasked with this, was it given to me? Did I ask for it? If it was given to me, am I being told what to do? If I chose it, what's my intent? It's all fair question. If I chose it with the intent to repair the relationship, then you got to get ahead of the book coming out. There's got to, like, you got to go on your press junkets. This relationships got, because there are some people that have checked out with the story you're currently telling and also have checked out with you as a writer. And so if you're wanting to get people back on board because you're getting ready to do something major for both characters involved, then you got to pursue that. You got to establish those relationships, because there are some people, while they didn't burn bridges, they not checking to see who come across the bridge. No, you're gonna have to walk across that bridge and pull up if you want that. Now, if your thing is you ask for it to sow the seeds of further dissension, I don't know why you would do that. Makes no sense. I wouldn't attach my name to that. But then again, there's a 15 issue run that I own. Somebody attached their name to it. So if the comic book company has assigned the person the story with the intent of keeping T'Challa and Ororo together, that says a lot about the comic book company. Now, mind you, folks don't read like that, because if you are somebody that values comic book reviews, you see a lot of folks that do comic book reviews, they're reviewing old comics, myself included. We're not necessarily reviewing current content because we don't like it for whatever reason. So if that's your game plan, I don't know why you would do that. If your thing is, as a comic book company, we finally heard you, then you got to do what the writer got to do. You got to get out there in front of it. You got to do your press junkets. You got to let fans know we've heard you. We're going to make it happen. We're going to give y'all what y'all want. We apologize. You got to go do all that for folks to get geeked up for this book. Other than that, there's no difference between this book, The World to Come, Predator versus Black Panther. There's no difference. The Black Panther fan base ain't gonna care. I hope I answered the question. I hope I did that answer some service. Ronnie Teachey fam has 5. Craig, y'all, Craig from that. Yeah, Craig, thank you. Not Greg, Craig. Aurora straight. I don't entertain any of that other ish, but whether her character got enough rainbow in the X books already, baby, no shade. No, I'm right there with you. I'm just pointing out they don't care. They're not gonna do it anyway. I was just being funny. But no, I'm right there with you. That's cool, Roddy Maverick. Right now, I haven't figured out how many kids I'm going to give T'Challa and Storm. It may be a little bit than what you did. Yeah. Keeping up. Storm has done nothing wrong with Logan. She owes T'Challa nothing. However, her pops called her Hadara Yao, and she remembered who she really was. Time to get back in that. You see? When you love yourself, you know certain things about yourself. For Ororo to have access to vibranium, when we know good and well the only way she getting it is if she holler at T'Challa, for her to just pop up with it, that's colonization. We don't want to call it that because that's the big C word. No, you don't value the people from the land, but you want to take from the land. Okay, well, let me spin it forward. You don't value the character, but yet and still you want to take from the character. No, her armor could have been made out of Mysterium. Tony Stark's armor is made out of Mysterium. There was no reason for us to do that. Or watch this. What was wrong with her getting a suit made out of adamantium? Logan couldn't get it for her? Why are we over there in Wakanda? And we don't see any value in Wakanda. That's colonization. That's how I felt when I saw it, because I'm like, I'm hearing too much negativity about the main dude she would have needed to go through to get this. I'm hearing way too much negativity. But you don't mind accessing this. Now, mind you, it's saying a lot that you're making me feel like you don't like the character, but you want to use things about the character when you don't have to. There are 2 different types of metal Ororo should have access to: adamantium and Mysterium. Shouldn't have needed vibranium. Vibranium just sounds sexy. That's all. Let's see here. Spades, I'm out. Let's see here. Spades say I'm out. I've been riding my own black. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Story was in here New Orleans. Story was here in New Orleans, and they got some things kind of close. I'm a Katrina survivor. Some things were mad close. Okay, that's what's up. Let's see here. So yeah. What I've been in here, hour 30 minutes. I didn't mean to be in here this long. Black love starts from within. And now that's not me saying what other folks say. If you don't love yourself if you fall in love and marry somebody else. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you love yourself, you value yourself enough to know that you warrant what everybody else got. You know there's no reason for you to be playing second fiddle, being treated less than. When you love yourself, when you know yourself, well, you gonna always fight for black love. Whether you married to somebody that's black or not, you gonna always fight. Black love ain't just about the husband and wife. That's the family dynamic. And I really forget, folks act like we ain't been talking about that. They took the Queen Mother Ramunda off the board. That was the black family dynamic. In the movies where you could have did what you wanted to do, T'Chaka didn't have to pass. In the movies, T'Chaka didn't have to be deleted. He was already the Black Panther. When we met him in Captain America Civil War, T'Challa was already the Black Panther. Well, if we value that black nucleus, that black family, he didn't have to be deleted. He could have got hurt, been right there in Wakanda with Everett Ross recovering. What do we do? Spin the story forward. Now the Queen Mother gone. What for? So we're not gonna get the grandmother? That's crazy. So the child growing up without a father who wasn't married to his mother, because that's just his grandmother through blood. Like there's nothing there to say, oh yeah, this what we doing? That's not black love. That I really want to say that's black savagery for no reason. And I don't get that. I'm not writing somebody that's as smart as Tony Stark, if not arguably smarter, having to resort to crime. It's folks that ain't as smart as Riri Williams, ain't having to resort to crime to pursue their passion. So when you know that, you respect that, that's black love. You're not going to write it like that. You're not going to misrepresent it like that. But if you are observant, you know, by and large, like I said, the Country Wayne videos used to be funny. That's not black love. You ain't got black love in the MCU. You ain't got black love in comics. You ain't got black love on the reality shows. You're not really exposed to black love. You damn sure ain't getting it in the movies. It's not there. But you gotta know you, love you, to even see that that's a problem. I'm gonna say it one more time. You gotta know you and love you enough to even see that that's a problem. I just know right now it ain't enough of us that do. It ain't. It ain't. It ain't enough of us that do. So to be fair, it's very possible that the two of them have been in touch since after Storm 5. It's been a question since 10 if she is dating Emperor T'Challa again. Otherwise, I agree. It's been a minute. Like I said, if folks want folks to care, because I think that's the crux. Nobody's talking about it. Well, nobody's talking about it because nobody cares. We're turned off. We're no longer looking for Marvel comics to be the problem solver for representation. Like I'm just telling you, I'm not. I'm not. I'm doing stuff to tell people about Black Panther and educate. I'm not doing that no more. We said before, we have been saying it for the longest time. Dara said we're reducing footprints. We did that. We kept saying, we got Marvel at the house. We kept saying that. Folks said, you don't like it? Tell your own stories. Watch what you say. Because if you're going to tell me to tell my own stories, I got less time to read yours. And since I'm not coming in with, how can I put it, understanding the trauma that exists, I'm not going to feed into it. I will put Black love on Front Street in ways Marvel and the MCU has never done. I don't need their permission to tell fan fiction. We worried about T'Challa and Aurora. Hell, Aurora got a sister named Tempest, a twin sister. we got Black love all across the board. No, Luke ain't married. No. Luke got him a sister. It's just which one I want to. I got Monica Rambeau and Adam Brashear. I darn sure do. And since I got more than one version of Monica Rambeau, I can have more. I got a lot of chocolate over here. And that's why I'm out with it. I got my wife. I got my daughters. I want them to see what Black love is. My daughter get to see me and my wife every day. But when my daughter, her friends walk in this office, if the world ain't going to tell them Black love exists, contrary to what the numbers say, because the numbers do say it exists, then when they walk in the office, see, we ain't going to settle. We Hasbro just want to give us the chocolate. No. This dude married. This dude married. I don't know why I ain't get an extra head sculpt. I can fix that. But where his wife at? Oh, well, it's 2 movies, and you still don't want to give me the wife. Beautiful headdress, by the way. I don't know why we didn't want to do that. But because we believe in Black love, we love some Black love, we're going to go get the wife. We're going to go get the wife. And on our wall, they're going to represent family unification. You're going to see the husband standing there with the wife. Now watch this, somebody. T'Chaka. I can see I can do this. I can do this right here. I can show the ideal family. I can show T'Chaka, Queen Mother Ramunda, Hunter, Shuri, and T'Challa. Now, Mr. Ray Smith can go a little farther and show and have Jakara standing right there. But see, that would be the family. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Listen them out. I like that Tempest in store. Yeah, where Tempest at? Let me get Tempest. Yeah, that's my Tempest right there. Sure is. Yeah, we're gonna put and I'm gonna say this and get on up out of here. I got a whole bunch of WWE women action figures. I got to get that Jade Cargill. But we got female representation in the house. I ain't saying. Listen, I'm out. Like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna end it by saying this. There's nothing wrong with Black love. And if there's been a prior event in your life that's made you feel some type of way about it, get the assistance that you need, because there's nothing wrong with Black love. If you've been mistreated in a relationship, that's unfortunate, but that was that one individual. Don't judge a whole demographic by one person. I almost did that, which is ironic because I almost did it, but never thought about when I was doing it to somebody else. But I almost did it. I wouldn't be married to my wife if I would have. I would have missed out. And I know it. You cannot give in to the enemy. You cannot let somebody make you feel like you aren't worth it, or that the people that look like you aren't worth it, because you could never do the same damn thing to them. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Listen, and remember the late great Don Cornelius? The reason why I say that. The soul train. Remember with the love? We had love back then. We was loving back then. We had the soul train line and everything like that. Yeah. So that's why I mentioned Don Cornelius. I mentioned Chadwick Boseman because he knew who he was. More of us need to do the same. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.